Hi, if you're new here, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. And we welcome you guys to our Monsters at Work live recap chat. I'm Morgan. This is my channel. I am a 6th grade math and science teacher, and I also love all things Disney. And then my special guest this week is Loren from
Hi.
Cosmetics and Clones.
How are you? Thanks for having me on.
No problem. I'm so excited that you're on. I've been trying to. I was like, if I get anyone on, it has to be Loren because I know how much you love Monsters Inc. and Monsters
I
at Work.
do.
Like, you even have Sully in your background. Like, look at that.
Yeah, no, this way. And Mike.
Yes,
Both of them.
and Mike, who was the big star of this episode. I kind of thought he was the big star of this episode. I mean, he's been a pretty big role throughout this whole series so far, bigger than I thought he was going to be.
That's the same with me because they had said that it was going to revolve around Tyler and the gang at Miffs. But they do have like especially the last episode, they were pretty much half of the episode was Mike and Sully.
Yeah. So. And then this episode wasn't as much Sully as it was Mike. But I was still shocked. I'm still shocked that he has such a big role, and we're already at episode 4. We're almost halfway through the season, and he still has like this huge role. But we'll get to that in a few minutes. But basically, but guys, definitely make sure you go check out his channel. It's linked down below in the description. Subscribe to him. He has awesome content. And Loren, why don't you go ahead and tell the people a little bit about what you have going on your channel?
Yeah, well, we do a lot of different things on our channel. I run the channel with my cousin, Rich, and we usually have a live show that we do where we're just gonna, it's like a chat. We're chatting about different things, about news and the different issues of the day. But I have my own program on our channel where I do unboxings and hauls. I love to show off my pins and pin tags. And I do reaction videos to trailers. So a lot of different kinds of things. We like to say that we discuss everything in the Disney universe.
Yes, I love your channel. I love everything on it, especially if you guys haven't checked it out. Me and him did Mary Poppins, and I think we also did Wizard of Oz, right?
Wizard of Oz, yeah, we did both.
From Matt from Teacup for One's channel, we did like little videos as a collab for him, and Loren is an amazing artist. If you guys didn't know.
I don't know about amazing.
You're better than I am. I just draw stick figures. So definitely go check out his videos, you guys, and his channel, and subscribe to him if you are not already, because his channel is just awesome.
Oh, you're so nice.
So what have you thought of this series so far? This is now episode 4, and I've done a recap for every episode. So what are your thoughts on the episodes and the season so far?
Yeah, well, it's funny because I didn't know what to think of it when I first heard about it, and I thought, will I watch it? Will I not watch it? But of course, it's on Disney Plus. I'm going to watch it. And I was pleasantly surprised because, they did Monsters University, which was fine. I mean, it's like, yeah, exactly. It's just kind of like you could either give it or take it. And I was worried that it was going to be something like that. But I feel like it is more in line with the spirit of Monsters, Inc. And it's just a lot of fun. And the new characters that they brought in are hilarious. I mean, Mindy Kaling is Val. She's hilarious. And I don't know if you know his glory days, but Henry Winkler was on the show called Happy Days. He played the Fonz, which was the height of coolness. So it's kind of funny seeing him as a schlubby character. Yeah, he's very It's very funny. But yeah, I've been enjoying the season, and we're just talking about how I was surprised how much Mike and Sully are in the show
Yeah.
because they had said that it wasn't going to be about them, but they're pretty big in the episodes.
Yeah, I almost think that like I thought they were going to be very much supporting characters you see every now and again, maybe once an episode. But
Hmm.
so far, most of the episodes have seemed to censor them as main characters. This one didn't censor Sully as much since we only saw him literally once.
Right.
But definitely Mike was centered throughout this entire episode, and I feel like
Hmm.
almost Tyler, who's supposed to be the main character, is kind of becoming more of a supporting side character than
Hmm.
anything. Hi, April.
Oh, hi, April. I love April.
Yes, I love her. She's the best. April, have you watched it yet? I know you keep coming on and you're like, oh, I haven't watched it yet. Have you watched the series yet? Because if so, we got to have you on then.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I think overall I've been very shocked by how much Mike and Sully have been in it, and I'm curious to see if they keep that moving forward or if this is going to be the start of like phasing them out and phasing in
Right.
more of Tyler.
Yeah, that's a good question. Like maybe next season will be a little
Yeah.
bit more about them. Who knows?
If we get a next season, I'm hoping we get it a second season.
I am too. I think that we will. I mean, Disney Plus is like just on the forefront of. I mean, like it's in a new frontier, and it needs the content. And I think that it definitely. This is something I think that is fun, family friendly. Oh, Selma, hi.
Hi. She said she finished episode 3, so she's almost there. She's almost caught up.
Yes, nice. Um, what was I saying?
You were saying about an Disney Plus is this is like a new frontier.
Yeah, it's a new frontier, and I think that they're going to renew it.
Yeah,
It's
I feel
like
like
one
they
of
don't
those.
have enough content to like keep doing these single season things. Like I'm
Yeah.
shocked WandaVision. I'm kind of shocked and not shocked. I'm shocked WandaVision isn't getting a second season. I'm shocked Winter Soldier and Falcon isn't
Hmm.
getting a second season. So
Yeah.
far the only thing like Marvel related that has got a second season is Loki. And then a lot
Yeah.
of their other things they haven't said anything on. So like the Mighty Ducks, we have no idea if that's getting a second season yet.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah, which I think they should have said something by now, but
Yeah.
those are thoughts for another day.
Hey, Jean
Hi, Santa
Claire.
Claire. But yeah, they haven't said a lot about shows getting a second season. So I mean, if they want to keep this going, like want to beat out Netflix, I feel like they have to have some shows that get second seasons and third seasons and fourth,
Right.
to keep people coming back. Because I mean these one season things are getting me because I'm getting too attached to these characters, and I'm like I need more.
Yeah, and especially this is like family friendly stuff that they can put out there. Like the Marvel stuff. Everybody loves it, but it's not necessarily the family friendly stuff that everybody wants.
Yeah.
That people expect out of Disney.
Yeah, and Selma says she didn't even know that some of the Marvel shows weren't getting a second season. Yeah, a lot
I
of them
know.
aren't. It's only Loki that is getting the second season. The rest was
Hmm.
kind of meant to do a kind of close out phase 3 and start up phase 4. That's why the last episode of Loki has a brand new Marvel beginning because it's
Yep.
kind of the start of phase 4. But I'm really shocked that a lot of shows on Disney Plus that they've put out haven't been confirmed for a second season.
Yeah.
And it is kind of aggravating a little bit because I'm watching all these shows and I'm like, either they're already done and I never even knew they existed, or they like I started watching the Marvel Runaways, and that was a
Right.
show from 2017 that had 3 seasons, and that was pretty good. But that's done, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know this existed. But
yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping they come out, especially with this one, because it is so family friendly. Like literally anyone can watch it, and I think enjoy it. That I'm hoping they come out with a second season, and mostly because I need closure on what happens with Sully and Boo at the end of Monsters Inc. I need the closure. I need to see what happens.
That would be so cool if they brought in Boo.
Yeah,
sometime into the season.
They won't bring her in season 1, which
Yeah.
makes me wonder if there's a season 2.
Yeah. It could be.
Or if they did like an Onward series, I would be down for.
Oh my gosh, I would love an Onward series.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But getting off topic, we are here to talk about episode 4 of Monsters at Work, which was entitled The Big Wazowskis. So already when I heard that title, I immediately thought of The Sandlot. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't.
I think because of that was like a big thing when I was growing up, was the Sandlot movies.
Right.
So I immediately thought of that, and I thought we were gonna get baseball. And we just had baseball in the last one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but we didn't. We got a bowling episode, which is really interesting. And we got some new characters too. So, without giving too much away, what all did you think of? I know, right? Selma, like, where is Boo? I need some Boo in this series. Not Monsters Inc. without Boo. But, what did you think of this episode overall, without giving too much away?
I thought it was fun. I thought it was a you know, it didn't necessarily build into the overall story, but I think it was fun. I thought that we got to know a little bit more about the characters, and just like seeing the Myth team doing funny things. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I really like anytime I get to see the Myth work all together. I think that was really interesting. And of course, seeing Mike and Sully, that's my favorite part, even though Sully wasn't really in this, but learning more about Mike and some of his attributes that he has. Like, I didn't even know he bowls. It makes a lot of sense since he's round, but I didn't even know he bowled, and he's bowled in this tournament before. So basically, here come the spoilers for anyone that has not seen the episode. Go ahead, go pause this and watch the episode and come back. But basically, it starts out with this big bowling tournament that Mike wants to enter, and he has lost for the past several years. But he thinks this year is his big year. However, Rose, not Roz, Rose, gives him the I don't even know what to call it, like the assignment, or she clues him in that he has even more paperwork than he had before he became the boss, and now he has to approve all the paperwork that gets turned in. Yeah. And so he is trying to find a way out of this, and we're introduced to a brand new character named Gary. So what did you think of Gary?
I thought it was really funny, the fact that he looks pretty much like Mike. Yeah. And is kind of a schemer as well, like Mike. And, just the only thing that differs is that he's purple and has a different voice.
Yeah. And he, although I think he's voiced by the same, is he voiced by the same character or by the same person? I think.
You mean by Billy Crystal?
Oh no! I think he's okay. I didn't think so. He's voiced by Gabriel Iglesias.
Iglesias, yeah.
Which I thought was interesting because he is hilarious. So I knew this was going to be a really funny episode. But it reminded me a lot of Fairly Odd Parents. with this.
Yeah, it does. It does. I totally can see that.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen know what I'm talking about, it's a show that was on Nickelodeon, and there were these it was like a boy who had fairy godparents that would grant his wishes and stuff like that, and they had anti-fairies, which were purple, and were basically the exact clone of that character, but did everything the opposite of them, which I think is scary because Rose and Roz love Gary.
Right.
And they hate Mike. And so I thought it was really interesting that he's like the smooth talker. He just knows everything and knows how to get what he wants at every way. And Mike is still just as clueless as he was back in the day. But I thought Gary was a good addition. I really liked him. I hope we could see a little bit more of him. But he's apparently Mike's arch enemy from because he wins all these bowling tournaments.
Right.
Who knew bowling in the monster world was such a big thing.
Yeah.
Like, and that they even have their own bowling rink in Monsters Inc.
Yeah, they have the bowling alley.
Yeah, they were like, oh yeah, we just casually have a bowling alley. We're getting paid to bowl there right now. I was like, where else are you gonna get paid to bowl?
Right. What a fun place to work.
Yeah, although I was a little disappointed because when I heard that it was a bowling tournament, I thought we were gonna get to see more of like Monster Monstropolis, and so I was a little disappointed that I didn't get to see Monstropolis. We still haven't seen a lot of it.
Yeah.
But, I really want another one of those scenes where like Mike and Sully were like just walking down the street, and I want them to go into stores and stuff so I can see, or like Tyler and Val. I think that was so interesting.
I love, you know what I love were those pin guys, the pin monsters.
Yes.
And then they end up getting bowled over.
Yes, that was so funny.
Yeah.
So there were so basically throughout the episode, Mike needs a team and he's buried in paperwork, so he can't compete himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he bets Gary, I think it was like a month's worth of doing the other person's paperwork.
Right.
If they win, the other person, the loser, has to do the paperwork. So, Mike suddenly has to find a team, and who comes along but our friend Tyler, who is just dying to get on the laugh floor and will do anything for Mike to get to that laugh floor.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was really interesting that Tyler just volunteered Myth to do this. Did you think Myth was going to be good?
No, you know, for a minute there, I wondered because what's his name? What's Henry Wiggler's character's name?
Fluff, Flip, Flit.
Fritz. Yeah.
Fritz.
He had that golden bowling ball, and I thought, oh, maybe he's going to be good. But then it makes sense that he wasn't going to be good because they made this big to do about it.
Yeah.
And I there was part of me that's like, I wonder what they're going to be, but in the back of my mind, I thought they're going to be horrible.
Yeah, I kind of speculated. I was like, they're probably going to be terrible because they're making them seem really good because that's just how this is going to go. And they had all these nice names for those of you that missed it. They were like, I don't even know what it was. Val someone was like a no gutter. That was like the crab. I can never remember her name, but the crab one.
Right. Is it Rosie or something?
No,
it's not Rosie.
It's something that Cutter. No gutter Cutter.
That's it. I think it is.
She was like no gutter Cutter, and then Val had like a cool. They all had a cool nickname.
Right.
Tyler thought they were going to be awesome, so he makes them part of his team, and Mike, of course, names the team after himself, the Big Wazowskis, brought on by my man Sully, of course. He always comes up with the best ideas.
Of course.
And turns out they're absolutely terrible, and Tyler is the only remotely good player on that team.
Mm-hmm.
So did you think they were going to make it to the final?
I wondered how it was going to happen, but it was hilarious the way that it did.
Yeah.
They were so bad that they were good.
Yeah. They literally, so if you guys haven't seen the series, there were 3 games they had to play. And the first one, they faced the slug from the original movie, which I thought was just perfect. Again, throwing in some of those original references back to the movie with the paperwork being one, how he always forgets his paperwork. And then the slug that is like always trying to get to work and is like, so he basically wasted a day and a half, and the time ran out before he bowled, so they won automatically.
Yeah.
And so they advanced to the second round, and then they play these pin-looking monsters. These monsters that look exactly like bowling pins, and I forget what happened. How did they get knocked down?
Fritz, he said, remember to release the ball. And then Fritz ended up releasing it when he went back and bowled them down.
Yeah. And so they end up getting it to the finals where they're going to play Gary's team, who is obviously very good because Gary and his team have won the past 2 years in a row, and this was going to be their third. And basically, him and Mike start upping the ante. So Mike, the big prize at the end of this was 2 tickets to Harryhausen, which, if you remember from the original movie, was the restaurant that Mike took Cecilia to the night Boo came into the world.
Yeah.
Into the monster world. And so he's trying to get Cecilia to go get those tickets so he could take Cecilia again to make up for things. And they start upping the ante. So now not only is it paperwork for a month, but it's also being each other's butler for a month. And as Tyler tries to tell him, Mike is just saying, "Oh, you guys are great. I'd do anything. Like if you guys won." And I find it very interesting that we see a lot of Tyler's true ambitions in this episode. Like he really, because I think it was like a little murky in the past few episodes. Like, will he change and want to stay at Miffed, or is he gonna still try to be a jokester? And I feel like it was definitely obvious where he is trying to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, in this episode. He definitely wants to be a jokester. Do you think he'll ever make it there?
I think it's going to take a while. I mean, obviously, they're going to keep him at Mist as long as they can. Yeah. And that's where he belongs, really.
Yeah, I think so too. I just don't find him like as funny as some of the other monsters just in general.
Right.
I don't know if you guys are watching and disagree with me. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think Tyler's funny? Because I don't see him ever getting onto the laugh floor. I feel like some of the monsters just are never gonna go back to that.
Yeah, he's more of the straight man in this show. Like all the rest of the world is insane, and he's the kind of sane one.
Yeah.
But then
him being sane is gonna work against him unless he just starts going for it. And I don't know. Maybe those comedy classes will pay off. I don't know. But Mrs. Flick doesn't seem to like him very much. The one who's in charge of promoting. She liked banana bread a lot, but not him. Not Tyler.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they get to the final round, and Tyler's really nervous because he doesn't want to disappoint Mike. So he lies to all of his friends, his new friends, and tells them that the game's canceled, and he makes a deal with Duncan.
Yeah.
What did you think about this deal?
I thought it was hilarious. I really like Duncan as a character. Like, I just like the fact that he's so like paranoid of Tyler for some reason,
Yeah.
and he just makes me laugh sometimes, and just the fact that he had that secret room, and
Secret room.
Needleman and what was his name? Needleman and
The janitors. I have no
yeah,
idea what their names are. I always forget their names.
yeah, it's Needleman and something. Anyway, they keep barging in, and I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, I love them. I want to see them be promoted to jokesters. I think they would be so good.
Yes.
But only time will tell. But I really like that scene. I thought it was I thought it was really funny. But I also have a feeling that it might come back to bite Tyler later on, that he signed that contract saying he does not want to take Fritz's job at all and has no intention of like moving up in Myth.
Yes.
And I want to know a lot more about Duncan. I want him and Randall to like combine sometime in the series.
That would be interesting.
But I'm not sure if Randall's in jail. That's what I'm like not sure of. I know Waterdeuse is definitely in jail, but I'm not sure if Randall's in jail or if he's just like fired.
Right. I don't know. Because Ross went to jail, right?
No, Ross was like the head of the police.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she went back. She was working undercover.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and so now it's her sister that works there, Rose, because she has another mission to go do or something. She's number one. She was number one.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, but I want Roz to come back. I like Rose, but I really miss Roz, like, and how much she interjects into it. I don't know. It's just not the same. Which I find funny because she's like, we're not the same person.
Yeah. That's very funny.
Yeah. So as this goes on, he ends up signing a deal. Tyler ends up signing a deal with Duncan, saying that he will get him the scariest monsters that work at Monsters Inc. that are also somehow really good at bowling, because Duncan somehow knows all of this information. And they tend to work the night shift. And so he'll get them to come play on his team as long as he signs this deal that says he'll never go after Fritz's job, which he doesn't want anyway, which he said multiple times to Duncan. And so the day comes, and I wonder who told them to come, because his team shows up from the night shift. They're really scary. They really scare Gary's team, and then all of a sudden, who else shows up?
The team. You know he did. You know he told them.
Yes, and I found it very interesting that he came in right after them, and I was like, ooh, he definitely told them to come back.
Yeah, because he was like there eating his nachos, just nonchalantly.
Yeah. I really thought he was gonna say that he was like a really good bowler and was gonna go on the team. So I was kind of shocked we never got to see him bowl.
Yeah, I thought the same when he was making the deal. I thought that he was going to say he was a good bowler, but then it turned out not.
No. So Tyler gets in a pickle because his friends now know that he lied to them because he told them that it was canceled, so they wouldn't play and show up. And now it's not it wasn't actually canceled, and now they know that he lied to them. And I thought he was going to forfeit. I really thought that was going to be the end of it. And that maybe Gary was going to feel sorry for him and like just like forfeit too or something. I did not expect them to actually play.
Really? Yeah. I actually thought that they're going to turn around because, they love Tyler, and, they, even though they're hurt, I think that he was, pretty heartfelt in his apology. Yeah. And I think that they, I'm glad that they ended up playing because it made it more fun, for one. But it also, I think, added to their relationship.
Yeah, I think if they didn't play, it would have been a little awkward. But I also thought Tyler was like gonna walk away, and the night shift people were gonna play instead and win it, and then Mike
Mm-hmm.
was just gonna have like no part in it or whatever or something like that. I don't know. I don't really know
Right.
what I thought. I just didn't think Tyler and the Myth people were gonna play. I thought he was like gonna go with them. Um, but they ended up playing, and he actually ended up using their bad playing to his advantage.
Yeah.
Which it was a close game. It was actually a tie, which
Uh-huh.
I was shocked at. I really thought it was going to be like a clear winner, like they were going to do a like a tiebreaker or something. Like I
Uh-huh.
didn't think they were going to leave it on a tie.
Yeah, that's funny. That's interesting. But, we knew that Mike was not going to do the paperwork for
Oh,
sure. Yeah.
no, definitely not, because he definitely hates paperwork as it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I found it really funny that they ended up on a tie. And I found it also interesting that one of the night shift monsters ended up actually being a woman and not a
Right.
male, like everyone
Yeah,
thought.
the biggest one.
Yeah, she's like,
The one
we're
that
not
ate the
playing
bowling
because.
ball.
Yeah, she's like, we're not playing because we don't play for liars or team leaders that lie to people
Yeah.
or something like that. But this whole episode I thought was just really I thought it was really fun, but I also thought it was probably one of the more kiddie episodes that they've had so far.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right. It definitely was more. It was like a more of a silly episode.
Yeah. Like I feel like it didn't really put it just kind of reinstated like where Tyler is, that it's kind of like Val said in the episode, he is
Mm-hmm.
doing something selfish by lying to them and trying
Yeah.
to get ahead to the lab floor, and that's exactly what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
But I think he's just too nice of a guy to kind of leave them behind.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be
Definitely.
really interesting as this moves forward and he becomes better friends with the Myth people, if he'll actually leave them behind in the end to go to the lab floor, or if he like doesn't even get to the lab floor and they all get to the lab floor.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I could see them being great on the lab floor, except for Duncan. Duncan's a little too creepy for the lab floor, I
Mm-hmm.
think.
I actually thought that at the end of the first episode that they'd all be inducted into the laugh floor, and that's what the series was going to be about. Was all of
Oh.
them being the new laugh floor people, but they didn't do that, and I kind
Yeah.
of like the fact that they didn't do that
Yeah.
because it makes it kind of fun that they're like the bottom rung of Monsters Inc.
Yeah. They're definitely the like last resort people that you would invite to a party or something. Like they're not. It draws a lot of ties to like kind of Monsters University in that aspect, where
Yep.
he's like they're literally at the bottom and they're trying to build their way back up, which I'm sure Tyler had never been there before.
Yep.
So that's really interesting. Although I wish we got to see what Monsters University looks like now that it's 20 plus years after Mike and Sully have been there. Like, is their fraternity still one of the top notch fraternities, or did it go back to being like nothing?
Yeah, that's an interesting one because are they still teaching people to scare, or are they teaching
Yeah.
people to laugh?
Yeah. Well,
So that
Tyler was taught how to scare. So they
yeah,
definitely were, but they'll definitely have to start changing that now with how
exactly.
Monsters Inc. works. Um,
Hmm.
but it'd be real. It's gonna be interesting. I hope we get to see more of that, more of like kind of what goes on in the background. Like maybe Tyler goes back for like a alumni day or
Hmm.
something. That would be a pretty cool episode, I think, to have Mike and Sully and him all go back
Yeah,
to
I would
see
love
like
to see
what it's
that.
like. Yeah, but we'll definitely see. So basically, in the end, they ended up in a tie, which was really interesting. And they kind of looked at each other and they're like, "Well, who gets the dinner?" And
Hmm.
Mike went, because he's not going to pass that up. But he
Yep.
also takes
Gary. Yeah.
Which I thought was funny. And then we get the laugh class, which also involved Gary, which I loved.
Mhm.
I hope Gary becomes a reoccurring character.
Me too.
I think he'd be really funny with Mike. Or like they kind of do like a switcheroo, or if they end up being related in some way. That would be interesting to find out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but then they have the laugh class, which Mike goes over. I forget what they're called, and I can't think of it, and I didn't really.
Hecklers.
What?
Hecklers. Yeah.
Hecklers, and how they'll try to get you off track. And Gary was in the class, and of course he starts heckling Mike, which I thought was so. I was just like, oh my gosh, Mike, you're doing exactly what you just said not to do.
Yeah. That's the hilarious part of it.
Yeah, and I didn't think it was as good as the whoopee cushion one, because I just think the whoopee cushion one was so perfect.
Right.
But, I thought the heckling was pretty ingenious to incorporate Gary into that.
Yeah, I think it's. I love those little laugh class vignettes.
Yeah, I hope they continue this, because they didn't have it in the first episode, but they've had it in every episode since. So right. I have a feeling it's gonna continue, and I wonder if one day they'll when the season is over, if they'll just put them all together and make them a short.
That would be fun.
That would be so funny. Yeah. I really want to see more of what this class is like. More of what comedy class is like in the series. So it's not like as funny. It's like a little bit more like along the storyline. But right. I want to see what Tyler has learned so far in his comedy classes, because it doesn't seem like he's attended many or learned much.
Yeah, I think it must be a big change for monsters.
Yeah, it definitely will be. So where do you think they're gonna go next?
That's a good question.
We've now had 2 sporting episodes in a row.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think that they are just we're going to continue to see Tyler try to, impress as much as he can, but, he's always doing the kind of wrong thing for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Or the right thing for the wrong reasons. I don't know. One of those. Yeah. And I think that we're just going to see more of Mift, and but we'll definitely see more of Mike and Sully. I think it will be more of the same for the first season.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I really, and I've mentioned this before, I really want to see them incorporate some of like that last scene in Monsters Incorporated, and more. I want to find out what's going on with the electricity problem, because they haven't brought it up since I think it was the second episode. They haven't really gone back to that, like how they've been progressing. If they have more jokesters.
More jokesters, yeah.
Now that time's gone on, or if they're still like struggling for power, I think that would be really interesting. And I want to see more of Tyler. I'm really disappointed that I feel like he hasn't gotten a whole lot of character development.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I was just saying that I don't know. I kind of like the way that he's progressing. I think that he's trying to learn. He's well intentioned, but he just wants to get to where he wants to go without putting in the work. You know what I mean? And I think that that's what ultimately is defeating him. And I just I like the fact that he's like that,
Yeah. I want to know like more of his backstory and like what his kind of struggles he's gone through, because I feel like I'm still not hooked on Tyler yet. I'm hooked on Val, definitely. And I think
Yeah.
that came from her telling us about her time at Monsters University.
Yeah, I thought that was really touching.
Yeah, but I'm still not hooked on like Tyler completely yet. I feel like I need to know more about him, and I'm hoping we get that in the next episode. We get more of that. I've also been teased with this reoccurring shot or clip of him going home to his parents and us seeing more of Metropolis. So I'm super excited for that. I really want that to happen. I hope it's not one of those things like we showed you it, but it's never actually going to happen.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah. Because it'd be interesting to see what his dad looks like since he's like this big horned monster, and we know that his mom is like kind of like an octopus looking thing. It'd be interesting to see what his dad looks like and how that converges.
I know.
Yeah.
How did they get the wrong guy out there? Right.
Yeah. I also have heard that they're gonna have other people's families in the series as well. So I'm hoping we get to see some of Sully or Mike's family. And I don't know if Gary's a part of Mike's family or not. So that would be interesting to learn about too, in my opinion. But yeah. So,
I wonder if Val is related to Art.
Yeah, a lot of people have I've seen that a lot on like the question board, on like the question things online and Reddit posts. They're like wondering if she's related or if they're just like the same species of monster. I guess, because I guess you could have different species of monster.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how this genetics works.
Right.
in Metropolis, but I mean, I guess it'd be, I don't know. I wonder if like that'd be funny if Art's like her dad or like her cousin or something like that.
I know, that would be funny.
Yeah, and we get to see him.
Or crazy Uncle Art.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah. And I hope we get to see more of like Tyler being a jokester. I really want to see how he progresses because we haven't seen him really tell a joke yet.
Yeah.
We saw him almost try to tickle someone, and that didn't go very well. But but yeah, I'm interested to see where this series is gonna go. I just feel like it's all over the place. I don't have a clear direction.
Yeah, I know. I think they're just gonna build up the characters this season, and really show us what they're made of and really kind of get us to love them.
Yeah. I have a lot of things I want to happen in this series, and I don't know if they're all gonna happen. So
yeah.
I want like Mike and Cecilia to finally get like engaged or married.
Right.
I want to see Boo's door being put back together. I want to see like how Mike actually does that, because I think that'd be so cute to like have as those little ending pieces rather than comedy class.
Yeah.
I think like him finding the pieces to Boo's door would be pretty interesting to look at, and maybe Tyler helping him put it back together.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Yeah, and maybe that's how Tyler gets to the laugh floor. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, because that seems like a myth job, to put something back together.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good storyline there.
Yeah, like like randomly finds it or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm asking too much. But
yeah. You can never ask too much. You can never ask.
I know. Come on, Disney. Let's get on.
Yes, exactly. To the writer's room.
I have another question for you.
Yes.
Now that we know that the laugh floor in Walt Disney World is opening back up very soon, I think only 2 weeks, in 2 weeks-ish time, do you think they will have any of these new characters featured in the laugh floor?
I would love for it to happen. I don't know, like how much of a popular. I don't know how popular that attraction is there,
Yeah.
that they would invest money into it. Because I went to see it and I thought it was really funny, but
Yeah.
at the same time, um, I don't know. Like it didn't seem like it was as popular a attraction. I hope that they do. I mean, like it would be great marketing for them, and
Yeah.
you know, Disney Plus is really they're finding it to be their place. You know, and you know, it would be great if they included some of the new monsters.
Yeah, I hope they include some of the new monsters, like maybe practicing some jokes, like maybe if we see banana bread in there,
Hmm.
that would be interesting, or maybe
Yeah.
Tyler, because it would be, I feel like it wouldn't be too hard to do because it's really just a screen and someone operating the voice behind it.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
feel like it's not too hard to do. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if maybe I'm underestimating the mechanics behind it, but or to see Val like welcoming them in, or Rose instead of Roz. I don't know.
That would be
Um,
fun.
yeah, but I feel like it's probably gonna have a resurgence. I don't know if in Disneyland, because I know you recently went to Disneyland, but that was
Hmm.
before the series came out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. The
I don't know if Monsters Inc. is gonna take on a new like audience, and like the rides are gonna become more popular
right.
because of this series. Because I know it did after Monsters University came out. It became super popular, and like they had really long lines for it. And I feel like they still did.
Hmm.
Like it definitely was an attraction. I think they were planning on taking away before COVID. I think it was
Yeah.
just that they need the numbers to be lower since it's a seated attraction,
Right.
um, like a show. But I'm not sure. Um, I really hope they updated it though. Like they've had all this time. I feel like if you're gonna wait this long, you might as well like put some updates in there.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think it will be great marketing for them to do it. You know,
Yeah,
get
like
these new characters out there.
yeah, and I'm hoping to go. I have to relook at what day it reopens, but I'm hoping to go and get a pass, a park pass, and some tickets for that day. So
Nice.
yeah, we'll see. Because I don't know if this vlog ever came out because there's so many things that I haven't edited. But I literally walked. They were using the queue line as extended queue for Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin, and as
Yeah.
I was walking through it, I was literally like crying because I was like, I don't want this attraction to go away.
I
Because
know.
it's the only thing that's Monsters Inc. themed in Walt Disney World,
Yeah.
in all of
I
Walt
know.
Disney World.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. Like over at California Adventure, we have the Monsters Inc. ride, but it's in this location that people don't always go to. So it's not. You don't get a lot of people that go on it, and it's sad because it's actually one of the best dark rides at Disneyland.
I'm jealous. I never even knew it existed till like this past year.
Yeah, it's
I
very
had the
cool.
same conversation on my episode 1 and 2 talk with Shirley from Back Talk. I've never gone on the ride. Well, I've never been to Disneyland in general.
Yeah. Oh,
And so I never even knew about the ride. And now that I know about it, it's like all I want to do is go on it.
yeah. You would love it. You would love it, and it's so. There was one time where I got trapped on it, like it stopped,
Yeah.
and I was in this room, and you can read around the room. They really, it's really detailed. Like all of they have memos and awards and things that are up there that you can read, and it's like you would miss it if you were just on the ride and it kept moving, but
Yeah.
being there and just sitting and looking around, it's like, wow, they really put in effort into this attraction.
Yeah. I'm surprised we don't have it in Walt Disney World. I'm like shocked that's not one
Yeah.
of the like same rides that they would have had, because I think it'd be perfect in if they're gonna try to make Hollywood Studios more Pixar.
Mm-hmm.
like it seems like they're doing with Toy Story Land. I feel like it would be the perfect ride to put in there, or to put in, I don't know where they would put it in at the Magic Kingdom, really, maybe Fantasyland. But I feel like it would be a perfect ride to put in Walt Disney World. Because
Yeah.
then when it's raining, you can still go on it. And you don't
Right.
have to go on Small World.
Right.
Which no one likes, but
Yeah.
I don't like it. But that's a conversation for a different day. But overall, I really like this episode. I did think it was a little kiddish, so I'm hoping they bring back more of that adult humor that they had from like the previous few episodes. Although I think last episode they had a little too much of adult humor in there. At some points I was like, oh, okay, that's where we're going.
It's funny. It's very like sophomoric humor.
Yeah. But I'm assuming you're gonna watch the rest of the series.
Yep. Definitely. I will definitely be there.
You've already committed to 4 episodes. I feel like you can't pull back now.
I know, exactly. Yeah. I decided to quit.
All right, Loren, why don't you tell the people some things you have coming up on your channel in like the next week or so?
Yeah. Basically, we just have. I have a lot of unboxings to do. A lot of pins and things like that. So I know my cousin is going to be putting up a video of. He just recently was at Disneyland for about 15 hours. So he's going to be doing that. So yeah, everybody stay tuned. And Thursdays we have a live show that we do. We'd love for people to come and join us.
Yeah, and it's an awesome live show. I've watched like previous ones, and then I did watch the rerun today.
Oh, thank you.
I haven't commented yet, but I did watch it in my spare time. But definitely, guys, go check out Loren's channel, Castles, Capes, and Clones. It's an awesome channel. I love watching everything that him and both his cousins do. I think it's really interesting, especially since they are on the West Coast, so they go to Disneyland a lot. I'm on the East Coast. Never been to Disneyland. Maybe sometime in the future, but not at this point. But coming up on my channel, guys, this week I have a Mickey loot unboxing. I finally have that. I finally got my April box and opened it. And it's probably, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably one of the best Mickey loots I've gotten. Ooh. And if you guys have been following that, you know some of them have not been the greatest.
Wow.
But yeah, it's definitely they really listened to my preferences and like what I said, and nice. I literally almost cried in it. So definitely stay tuned for that. That video will probably be coming out on Monday-ish. And then I'll be doing a move update video. I think will come out on Wednesday. And then after that, I'll actually be moving next week, guys. So
very nice.
So I won't have a live stream next Friday because I'll actually be driving down to Orlando for the first time to move in. And then so I will be back in 2 Fridays from now with some special guests. I'm still getting them together, and we will have 2 episodes to review, which will be really exciting. And Loren, you're always welcome to join me back whenever you are free.
Thank you. I really enjoyed being on your program. It was a lot of fun.
I loved having you on, and I'm sure everyone in the comments also loves having you guys on. Make sure you guys hit the like button, and we will see you next time. Have a magical day. Bye.
Bye.